More crypto companies are going public, Bitcoin is no longer correlated to the US stock market, and cryptocurrency trading volume is increasing for the first time in over 3 months. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Brendan, and we go over everything that is cryptocurrency related multiple times a week over here. So welcome to the Crypto Analyst channel. We got a lot of cool stuff that I want to cover in today's video, along with just looking at the Bitcoin chart and talking a little bit about price and sentiment and what Bitcoin's price is doing up here just around its 2023 highs. So let's start things from the top over here. One of the largest cryptocurrency ATM companies had their launch on Nasdaq last Friday. You probably heard of them. Their name is Bitcoin Depot. You might have even used one of their machines before. I know I see them around everywhere, especially in the States. If you're outside of the States, it might be a little bit less known. But last Friday, they had their stock launch on Nasdaq, and they saw a sharp rise of 12%. Now, 12% in the stock market, I know if you're a crypto person, you're probably looking at this and saying, hey, Brendan, 12% isn't necessarily a massive move, but on the stock market, a 12% move, it's a pretty big one, especially to see this upon its debut on a launch, one of its first trading days. 12% is not a bad thing, especially when that's a plus 12% and not a minus 12%. Now, we've had a couple of other crypto companies be listed on, as publicly traded stocks. There's a couple of mining companies that were primarily centered around Bitcoin. And then you also had Coinbase, one of the first, if not the first, major cryptocurrency exchange to be listed as a publicly traded stock. Now, unfortunately, they launched at the top of the last bull market, whereas it seems that Bitcoin Depot is launching at the bottom of this bear market. So opposite timings. But what this shows me is that the space is continuing to expand, and we're having more cryptocurrency companies that are becoming publicly traded stocks over here. So this is a good thing. But also, this kind of, is a unique perspective, because the next thing that I wanted to talk about is that Bitcoin is no longer correlated to US stocks. And basically what we've seen since July of 2021 is that cryptocurrency, and especially in the past couple of months here, cryptocurrency has been deviating from the stock market. For a while, if Nasdaq went up, Bitcoin was going up. If Nasdaq was going down, Bitcoin was going down. And there was a little bit diversity in that. But now that margin for, these things following each other, it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's just a bigger disparity. And these two are really starting to act as independent markets, or specifically, the crypto markets are starting to become very, very independent, and we have some cool charts to kind of visualize this. So what we see Bitcoin doing and Ethereum doing and Nasdaq and S&P doing, they're all starting to do their own things. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a long time, this is something that we talked about years ago. And we brought it up since then, but basically we're saying, hey, eventually cryptocurrency is going to get to the point where it's going to start moving independently. Now, maybe down the line, maybe the crypto markets and the stock markets, they start becoming, maybe a little bit more correlated again. But I think what we're seeing here is with all the ETFs coming in, with all the major financial or traditional financial institutions wanting to get their hands on cryptocurrency, we are going to start seeing this be traded as its own independent market. And I'd like to see this narrative continue to keep up. Now, in more positive sentiment, cryptocurrency trading volumes increased for the first time in 3 months. I don't know if everyone saw this, but things are starting to turn around. And what this does is this kind of stirs my head, and I want everyone to ask themselves the same question, but is this feeling like a bear market anymore? And for me, it's not. I've said over in previous videos before, I think the bottom's in for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's forming higher highs, higher lows. It's squeezing against resistance instead of squeezing downwards against support. There's a lot going on here, and reading all this stuff, it doesn't feel like there is as much of a negative sentiment around the crypto markets. Capitulation might have hit, and I think there's a lot of people that are still out there calling for new lows on Bitcoin specifically, and I don't think it's going to happen. Again, Bitcoin dominance is increasing, tons of great news, public attention, crypto companies are going publicly traded on Nasdaq, they're even doing well. So all of this kind of raises the question, does it even feel like we are in a bear market anymore? And one final, food for thought here is that another crypto company or project, the crypto custodian Kobo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Kobo Argus scores $100 million in value locked 1 week after going live. And again, I said it before, I'm going to repeat it here. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but is this the kind of thing that we see right before the crypto market just collapsed and there's all this negative stuff? It just is, it's beginning to feel like we are no longer in a bear market. And I don't know if everyone else feels that way, but I'm starting to feel that way. And I think it's a possibility. I'm not saying that we're going to have an altcoin season tomorrow and that the next market cycle is happening this week. I don't think we're there yet either. But what I am saying is that we're not feeling like we're in a bear market anymore. We're starting to see some nice gains. Bitcoin dominance is growing. Crypto companies are starting to do well. You look at Coinbase stock. You look at Bitcoin Depot having this massive rip off of as soon as they launch. Things are starting to look pretty decent over here. And I mentioned Coinbase stock. So we can see Coinbase stock pretty much the entirety of June was just straight upwards. And it's going back to multi-month highs now. So a lot of stuff is happening in the crypto markets over here. And I just hope everyone is paying attention to this as we are consolidating right up here by these 2023 highs. So there's a lot happening. We're coming out of this holiday really hot here in the States. Again, I hope everyone got some nice rest. I hope that they, was able to enjoy themselves. But we are coming back into everything at full speed. So stay tuned, everyone. Stay safe out there. We have another video coming out on Friday. So use this as your reminder. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. This way you don't have to go sort through all the news. You don't have to follow all the regulation. I like to have this be a one-stop shop for everyone that wants to stay in tune with the crypto markets. So that's going to round us off. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you in Friday's video.